Elon's nanny. She claimed that Elon Musk opened a portal in his bedroom. She went down into the abyss with him, saw some creatures, and yeah, it gets crazy, everybody.
Okay,
You already know what it is. It's your boy Laid Back with another reaction, another review, another episode. Hey, TikTok, you up to bat. Bah. It's your boy Laid Back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, two things we got to do. You got to hit that subscribe button. I'm drinking this water. You already know what it is, man. Elevate more in 2024. Elevate more in 2024. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with all the videos. We back with another reaction, but the merch just dropped, man. If you want you some, it'll be in the pinned comment. Use the code ELEVATE. You get 15% off. I'm running a promo code right now, man. 15% off. Use ELEVATE, you good. But we back with another TikTok joint. I know it's been a few days. I'm back. We got some conspiracy things in this one, though. Buckle up. You make it to the end of this one, you a real one for real. I'm gonna keep it 100. Let's go ahead and get into it. Fire Squad, what's popping? Let's get it.
Who's going to win the White House in 2024?
Elon Musk was asked this question and he responded AI. Listen to this.
Who do you think will win the White House in 2032? Which type of AI? Transformers or diffusion?
So he speaks of Transformers or diffusion. We're going to be talking about it in this video. But what you just saw was a cat generated by AI, whales generated through Project Bluebeam. Also, people are marrying holograms.
What?
So we are about to experience things happen in this world that has never happened before.
Marrying holograms.
And when you're looking at AI and the possibilities here, there are things that people know that they have not shared. But let's get into it. Transformers are a type of neural network architecture, and transform or changes an input sequence into an output sequence. They do this by learning context and tracking data. So what they do is deep learning or natural language processing. People should actually start studying into the different types of AI because you're going to want to know in the future.
That's real.
Diffusion models. The diffusion model is a deep neural network that holds latent variables capable of learning the structure of a given image by removing its blur. So basically what we have here are there are different types of AI that are being developed right now that will work together in the future. And the question that he answered, which type of AI, it was kind of like a joke, but he's being serious. What we have available now, no one really knows. We only know the surface. What do you guys think? Comment below. Will AI go into the White House?
Elon Musk is planning to take over the world, not in an evil way, at least he doesn't seem like that. Elon Musk stated that buying Twitter for nearly $50 billion was just phase one of a gigantic master plan. His plan is to create an app that controls everything. Yes, you heard right. From banks to WhatsApp, it should replace it all. Listen to what he says about his secret plan.
If done right, the X would be would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow. Wow. That is crazy.
Elon Musk yesterday, they just announced the first ever human to have a Neuralink implant. You hear about this?
Oh, the chip?
I heard about that.
So there's one successful Neuralink person in the world right now. Happened yesterday. But check this out. Yeah. They put Neuralink into a calculator. It's like a numerology calculator, and it comes out with a number with all the different letters. This is Elon Musk on Twitter, and he pretty much said the first ever human got Neuralink, right?
Okay.
Now, somebody put Neuralink, the name, into a gematria calculator. It's like a Greek numerology calculator.
Yeah.
Puts it in, and guess what the number is?
What, 7?
No. 666.
Oh, hell.
Oh.
Neuralink, just like in the Bible, they say people will be implanted with the mark of the beast, which is 666. And since this is happening now, they say eventually everyone or a lot of people will be tempted to do it. Them getting that will be the mark of the beast.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Now, this is incredible. Have you ever experienced deja vu? What if you had actually already lived that moment? The theory put forward suggests that our consciousness has already lived different lives before. And when we die, the bright light we see at the end of the tunnel is actually rebirth into the world.
Wow.
As a baby, it is said that between the ages of 1 and 3, memories are being erased from your previous life. That's why we don't remember anything at that age. And
Wow.
sometimes not all memories are erased properly. So the deja vu you experience would therefore be truly real.
Whoa. I've never heard that before.
Rosemary, who claimed
Back and we rolled out of his room and out of the hallway and into the living room. And I
What?
if you've ever fallen off a merry-go-round and you woo and you stop yourself, you know. And I stopped and we grabbed the ground and I was I just felt dizzy and I looked up at him and he looked up at me and we're on the ground we're looking at a bug. And he looked up at me and he goes, "Moon, why are you not like my friends?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Well, it's scary in your room, Elon. It's dark." Well, they started calling him Elon later. They switched his name. And I remember the difference. So he tried to feed me to his friends and he knew exactly what he was doing because he called me to come play with his friends. Those things and that. And I said Revelation 10, but I think it's Revelation 9. But I think maybe he's the demon from the Apollo from Revelation 10. I
What?
think maybe he's a clone.
Wow. That's a lot.
Biggest threat to mankind right now?
I'd say the biggest threat right now is population collapse. The super low birth rate.
Really?
Yeah.
Over nuclear war, natural
birth
Don't
rate?
we have an overpopulation
Yeah.
problem?
No, we have an underpopulation problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you
So
say that?
this is the most commonly misunderstood situation.
Yeah, they definitely push that we have a overpopulation.
Yeah,
why is that?
I don't know. It's just I think it's this is a holdover from the 70s or something, you know. So there was a huge baby boom, where people did have a ton of kids after World War II, but then the U.S. has actually the birth rate in the U.S. has been below replacement rate since 71 or 72.
In the U.S.,
50 years.
How about
50 years,
other
the U.S.
countries,
has been below replacement rate.
I know U.S., but how about other countries?
Well, China's got a huge population collapse problem.
Really?
Yeah.
China, you actually get penalized if you have more than one kid.
No,
are you being serious?
No,
they cut that off.
No, see, this is so part of it is just we're operating on things that were true in the past but are no longer true. So China did have a one-child policy, but about 10 years ago, they changed it to a two-child policy. And then a few years ago, they changed it to a three-child policy, and birth rate kept plummeting the whole time. So they had the lowest birth rate ever last year.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, China's birth rate right now is 40% below replacement.
Wow, traditional women. I don't want to,
one can speculate as to the reasons, but I can tell
there's
you
no hoes.
Oh, come on,
Andrew
man.
Tate was last week, bro.
I know, it's true, bro. What you said about birth,
They're out there.
see that.
Wow, that is a very common misconception. I would have
They
never.
crazy.
common
Yeah.
misconception. What we face is population collapse.
Huh.
Collapse. People have no idea how fast the population is going to collapse.
What are we trending
Japan is pretty far along in that. Japan actually lost 600,000, went down by 600,000 people last year.
Wow.
The Japanese are not in the bedroom at all, then.
It would
Not
seem,
at all.
It would seem not.
What about the U.S.? We got an increase, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying is the U.S. has been below replacement rate for 50 years.
He just said that. They're
The
not listening.
population has increased.
Yearly, you're
Since
saying.
the 70s.
Yeah, since the early 70s, since 71, 72.
He just said it.
So why are we spewed with all this BS that, we're overpopulating, but the population's growing, right?
No, it's not.
How many times you guys say that?
I should say the lifespan is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
People are living longer.
That's
the
dope.
only reason why the population of Earth isn't plummeting, but it will plummet. So, just one metric to track is the ratio of adult diapers to baby diapers.
Mm-hmm.
At what point does a country have more adult diapers than baby diapers?
Mm.
Japan went past that point over 10 years ago.
Wow.
What do you think happened?
Wow, that's crazy.
There's a deja vu theory that I heard a long time ago. I'm not even sure where I heard it, but it's a theory that I choose to believe and live my life. So when I experience deja vu, this is what I think of. And that is that everyone is born at a certain point, and our highest potential is another point down the line, and you can draw a straight line from one to the other. Now, as we live our lives, going from one point to the other, we make decisions that take us off the straight line, the track, right? So as you're going, you're ebbing and flowing. Every time you pass by that straight line from birth to your highest potential, you're alerted with deja vu, and that always reminds me that I'm aligned, that I'm moving in the right direction.
That's
so
real.
I'm not sure what other people believe. I know there's a lot of different theories out there, but that's the one that I believe in the most.
I don't know. I kind of believe it.
I can explain how deja vu works. This is now understood by neuroscientists. So you have an area of your nervous system called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is where you establish memories, and then it basically sends that stuff out to the rest of the nervous system, and it deals with it elsewhere, or it just discards it. I mean, a lot of what happens in sleep is forgetting all this stuff. So deja vu is just a repeat firing. So you're walking down the street, and all of a sudden you go, I think I've been here before. It was just that sequence of firing in your brain was close enough that it mimicked that.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, there are a near infinite number of things in the world to see, to think, to hear, people to meet, etc., memories. And so the brain is really good at eliminating information and only focusing on certain things. But every once in a while, it overlaps.
Hell nah, man. It mimics it till it's close.
What is some dark shit going on around the world right now that the public probably doesn't know about? Humanity has wiped out 60% of animal populations since 1970.
That's
Saudi
crazy.
Arabia sentencing to death people who refuse to move out of their homes so that they can build Neom, their new megacity. And their relatives being sentenced to multiple decades of prison time just for protesting or merely posting their support to the cause on social media.
Wow.
Bacterial resistance to antibiotics is at an alarming level. There has already been instances of pan-antibiotic resistant strains of bacteria. This can throw us back to the pre-antibiotic era, which will effectively mean catch an infection and die. In Africa there is a very real and very extensive slave trade going on right now, to say nothing of the other probably 40 million living in bondage. Women going missing from Indian reservations across some of the U.S. Many are young women and probably being used for sex trafficking. There are some interesting podcasts on the subject. 70% of the world's chocolate comes from West Africa. An estimated 1.5 million child slaves are engaged in chocolate production in Ghana and the Ivory Coast alone, not counting Nigeria and Cameroon.
Whoa. Whoa.
Have you seen the theory about clocks? No. So when you look at a clock, it looks pretty normal. You never think anything of it. But what if I told you there's actually a really dark theory behind the idea of a clock? What?
Like
right? You go across the clock, across the way, you see like 11 and 1, it equals 12. 10 and 2 equals 12. 9 and 3 equals 12. 8 and 4 equals 12. 7 and 5 equals 12. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. They all equal 12.
Wait, what does that mean though?
Well, also think about this. When you go diagonally and look at the numbers and you subtract it, like 12 minus 6 equals 6. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6.
Wait, what is going on?
But wait, if you look at this a different way too, if you look across, 12 plus 1 equals 13. 11 and 2 equals 13. 10 and 3 equals 13. 9 and 4 equals 13.
What?
It all equals 13.
So what's the theory?
You look at all the numbers, right? They all... It's just weird how you go different formulations and they all equal the same.
That's actually kind of scary.
I don't really want to get into like the exact thing that I saw, but it is weird how everything, you know, equals the same. Comment if you guys know what that is.
Dude,
I don't
that
know.
was
I don't
weird.
want to say.
What's the
That,
theory?
Give me chills just looking.
Bro, how you gonna say that and don't get a theory? What?
Do you know why humans get deja vu? When you see something, that information is stored into short-term memory and then eventually into long-term. Well, certain triggers like being stressed or tired can cause your brain to misfire and skip steps in the memory process. This confuses your brain, and for a split second, you perceive the present as the past, while your brain tries to link.
What's up with all these different, I guess they conspiracy theories or theories? Because we done heard like 3 or 4 different theories about deja vu so far. Which one do you believe in? Or which one you think is true? Let me know in the comments.
What you're seeing to other similar memories you have.
It's too much, man.
NASA knows where Leviathan is and doesn't want you to know. NASA was once a marine exploration organization from the late 50s to the early 70s. Much of what NASA did during these years remains classified and unknown. However, some fascinating files were recently disclosed by a former NASA employee, Michael Thomas, who leaked many classified NASA files, the most notable being called Operation Leviathan. So this was a special mission conducted between 1967 and 1969, and what the operation involves is terrifying. In 1967, NASA launched a new mission with the aim of actually finding the Leviathans. Despite the absurdity of their endeavor, only 5.5% of the oceans had been explored by 2024, and in the 60s, only 3% had been explored. So the possibility of finding a giant creature wasn't too far-fetched.
Right.
On March 1st, 1967, they launched a specialized fleet of 11 research ships equipped with sonar technology, which was new at the time. Then, for over a year, these ships scoured the ocean looking for signs of Leviathan. And on August 12, 1968, they discovered something shocking. In a remote part of the Pacific Ocean, near the Mariana Trench, they picked up vibrations from a massive creature lurking far below the surface. Their sonar equipment estimated it to be some kind of giant sea serpent, living thousands of feet below the surface and measuring over 500 feet long. So they sent an unmanned submarine to check out the creature, and when they saw it, they were shocked. If you want to see it, follow me, click on this icon, then on more, and on photos.
Man, they better stop playing. They better That was a lot.
So check this out. P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot, they put a sticker on like the tires.
I seen that.
So it marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Watch this clip.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive.
Facts.
People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out. So 3 of the guys died of heart attack.
Wow, bro. This stuff is...
Do y'all really pay attention to Hollywood, bro? Like, really, really, really pay attention. A lot of these folks came in the industry as a kid. They be so ready to live that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? They don't even be knowing what they really be getting themselves into. I mean, we on the outside looking in, but a picture can tell 1,000 words if you ask me. Welcome to Hollywood, where the victims eventually turn into the predators. Just imagine all the secrets. Imagine all the stuff that they can't talk about. Imagine all the stuff that they went through. And deep down, they want to tell the world everything. But they know once they sign that contract, they can't say nothing. It always started at an early age. Like, some stuff just don't be making sense to me. And a lot of times I feel like they put it right in our face just to show us how powerful they are. I just don't understand. And once she like 16, and I had to cover up that picture because he in his boxers. When you start doing your research, you really start noticing things. And notice how he always in red. Like, some of these pictures just, I don't know. Him and Will good friends. Like, show up to every party good friends. The Bad Boys. I mean, those must be some real interesting parties at Diddy house. Especially when there's a 40-foot bed in the backyard. That's a huge bed. Look like the same bed some of these pictures was taken in. But then again, who knows? This industry is really wicked. But sooner or later, everything gonna hit the fan. What's done in the dark is gonna all come to the light.
Wow.
39 years in prison. Over a dozen victims.
And he just gotta quit it.
Open your eyes. Just pay attention. Y'all should know by now who run the industry. And it ain't no human. Keep going broke though, giving them all your money. Remember what Cat Williams said. There's a lot of plants in this industry. You just never know. That's why they say the truth is way more scarier.
For sure.
The dark secret of the birthday song.
There is a dark secret to why we celebrate our birthdays. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or if it's true or not, but it blew my mind. So according to the legend and what I've heard, is that when we sing the happy birthday song, well, singing that song is actually part of a ritual used against us. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out though. You notice how a happy birthday is like a chant? You light the candles, turn off a light, you all get in a circle, you start chanting, and then you blow out the candles. Tell me that's not portraying a ritual experience. Now let me tell you what I heard the ritual does. But first, what month and day were you born? Let me know down below. Anyways, it is said that when we do that, it's a ritual that's sealing our fate to grow older. And that's why some people believe that people who don't celebrate their birthdays tend to look younger than they actually are.
What?
Now look, this is all conspiracy and it's circling around the internet right now. But it's kind of scary to think about that.
Do you celebrate your birthday in the comments?
I know he had to pass, but I think he was murdered. And the fact that he was murdered is a searing kind of pain. Have you dealt with that? Have you accepted the fact he was murdered?
No, because I'm a very optimistic person to a sense that I don't look at the real bad part of it. I look at no matter what happened to my father, he's not here.
Yeah.
So he's passed to me. I want to look at it in a good sense.
Yesterday, the Charlotte Observer reported that Hugh Rogers, the attorney for one of the teenagers accused of killing James Jordan, has new information concerning the case. Rogers now believes that the two suspects are innocent, that someone else murdered James Jordan, and then the two teens stumbled upon James Jordan's car. He declined to give further detail.
Police findings seem to confirm the idea that they had yesterday, that this was merely a random act of violence and not a premeditated murder. Again, throughout the morning, we'll continue to bring you the latest information we have on the arrest of two suspects in the murder of James Jordan. Now, private funeral services will be held this afternoon in Wallace, North Carolina.
And Tom Steiner is here with sports. And Michael Jordan seems to be dealing with the tragedy of his father's death quite well.
Yeah, he says he and his family are coping very well in the aftermath of his father's tragic death. And Michael Jordan faced the cameras in a packed news conference this morning. But the media was asked to limit their questions to the benefit tournament he is playing in this weekend in suburban Washington, D.C. Jordan said he committed to this Pro-Am event and wanted to keep his word. Besides, being around quality people in time of need only aids in the recovery process.
Whoa.
I saw Michael Jordan. I met Michael Jordan at this Michael Jordan party. It was at his party. And I never, I know it's rumors that I asked him for an autograph and he said no, or that's a lie. I saw Michael Jordan. I'm at a party. And I don't ask nobody for nothing. I never do. I don't like when people overly do it to me. I had saw Michael Jordan taking pictures with girls. He was like, and I ain't mad at it. He's taking pictures with people, you know what I'm saying? And he's taking pictures and every now and then taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? So then later on, you know what I'm saying? I seen him and he was like, oh, there go Mike. And he was standing over there. He was with some of the Boston Celtics. He was with Spike Lee. He was with I don't know, some other people. And I was just like, man, this is just that one moment where I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask Mike for a picture. And then I said, I went over there and I said, hey fellas, nobody was talking, they was just chilling, whatever, right? And I was just like, man, I don't mean to be rude, but Mike, I just want to know if I could get a picture. And then, now I understand, I kind of expected him to say no. So I wasn't mad if he said no, but the way he said it, he said, oh, hell nah, man, I ain't taking no pictures with no niggas. And he said it like that, and I was like, I kind of got stunned for a second, because I was like, wait a second, I don't think he heard. I turned back and my boys were just looking at me like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought that he didn't hear what I said, and I was like, keep in mind, I had just came from a Reggie Bush event. Everybody knows about the Michael Jordan jersey, right? Me and Reggie Bush was doing this event, right? And he was auctioning off these jerseys. So I had to keep on raising my hand and bidding for these jerseys, right? And it was a Michael Jordan jersey, an Allen Iverson autograph, the Shaq, a Vince Carter. There was a whole bunch of jerseys, right? And I kept raising my hand. It was like 1,000. I raised my hand. They said 2,000, and some dude raised his hand. And they said 3,000. I raised my hand. They said 4,000. We kept going back and forth. And then I finally went over to him at 7,000. I was like, hey, man, stop raising your hand, man. You don't want them jerseys? And he was like, I said, man, how about we stop and then we both split the jerseys at 7,000 and we split the money. And he was like, all right, cool. So we didn't raise our hands no more. And then they said, sold to Chameleonaire and that guy right there for $7,000. So the guy tells me that he wasn't even tripping. He didn't even want to get the jerseys. He was just trying to show off to Kim Kardashian, who was on the stage. I was like, man, this dude that made me pay $7,000 for these jerseys, and he didn't even want the jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, whatever, right? I'm telling Michael the story. I'm like, I just bid $7,000 for a Michael Jordan jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he goes, you know what? I'll tell you what. You pay $15,000 right now for a jersey from me, and I'll take a picture with you. And keep in mind, Michael Jordan's real tall. He's looking down on me. And I'm looking up at him like, man, I've never been so heated in my life, man. My heart just started racing like, I'm about to steal off on this fool. And I thought about all the times when I used to pause the little video game or the basketball game and draw the picture of this dude dunking. I thought about all the times when I seen John Starks come baseline and just dunk on them fools. I thought about the time when Allen Iverson crossed him over, and I was like, what? But Jordan, how you let Allen Iverson cross you over? Like, big Michael Jordan fan. And it's just the way he did it. And then who was it? Paul Pierce. So one of them was like, yo, hey man, chill out. That's Billionaire, man. He was like, I don't give up. And he cursed. He said, I don't give up, nigga. And I was like, and then you know what I did? I just sat there for a second. I just sat there and looked at him, and then I turned to Spike Lee and I said, you know what? I appreciate it, bro. That's all good. And I shook Spike Lee's hand, and they all had that look like, man, you know, that's just how Mike is. You know what I'm saying? I shook everybody's hand, and then I walked off, and then Ray Allen was over there. And Ray Allen was like, hey man, he took a picture with me. I guess they was kind of doing it because they kind of felt kind of like a certain way or something. You know, I took a picture with Paul Pierce and everything, but it wasn't really even that big a deal. I expected him to say no. It's just the way he said it. It was the most rudest. I'm probably not even repeating it as mean as he said it. So after that, I was like, wow, man, this dude must really be, he must feel a certain way inside where he just treat people like that. And keep in mind, when I used to stay in Chicago, a lot of y'all know about I used to stay in Chicago, the people that I used to stay with, they used to tell me all the time that Michael Jordan is bad, man. He just be smoking weed, cursing all day. I didn't believe it. I was like, no way, not Michael. You know what I'm saying? Because the image that he portrayed. And then it was like, they knew because they used to clean his cars. They used to work.
That's a messed up story to do somebody like that, man.
In the middle of Manhattan rises a terrifying windowless skyscraper capable of withstanding an atomic blast. That has made it an ideal set for conspiracy thrillers. The Long Lines building was located at 33 Thomas Street in Manhattan and was a core part of the AT&T Long Lines department, housing solid-state switching equipment that required tight security and ample space. The building was intended as the world's largest facility for connecting long-distance telephone calls. At 550 feet, the skyscraper is the equivalent of a 50-story tower, but only has 29 floors. Its only apertures are a series of ventilation hoods meant to hide microwave satellite arrays, which communicate with ground-based relay stations and satellites in space. Designed to preserve a large amount of valuable information, the building has almost impenetrable security and was constructed to resist a nuclear fallout, making it self-sufficient for 1,500 people to survive inside its walls for 2 weeks, with water and food for the occupants and thousands of gallons of fuel to power generators. For many New Yorkers, 33 Thomas Street has been a source of mystery for years. Rumors indicate that the skyscraper is more than a mere nerve center for long-distance phone calls, but also appears to be one of the most important National Security Agency surveillance sites in the United States. If anyone ever visits the building, they can only get close enough to see the entryway, but they can't get further than that. The creepy and unsettling building stands out against those around it and has caught the eye of many confused passers-by.
In plain sight.
One time I did a magazine cover and the lady had me hold something over my eye, and I go, why would I want to do that? And she goes, just everybody does it. I go, okay. So I held a button over my eye, and now it shows all these people doing that, and they say they're in the Satan Club. Well, I just did it because the photographer told me to.
Yeah.
And they probably did too.
Yeah.
Well, of course, now looking back, they probably are in the Satan Club, but I didn't know no better. I thought, well, if everybody's doing it, I'll do it.
Just that easy, huh?
I'll just give you one example. If you go to McDonald's, anywhere in the world, you will find French fries, or chips as you call them, and you will find that they're always made from the same potato, the russet Burbank potato. This is a potato from America that's unusually long and difficult to grow, but that's what they want, because when you're McDonald's, you like those red boxes with a little bouquet of very long chips. It looks really good, and so they insist that all their potatoes be russet Burbanks, and they further insist that they have no blemishes at all. There's a very common defect of russet Burbank potatoes called net necrosis. And you've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that come through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray.
Wow.
And then when they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks.
What?
They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them.
What?
So you see, the desire for a certain kind of chip leads to a certain kind of agriculture.
Whoa, is this stuff true? Let me know in the comments.
Isn't it just so weird that, like, bro, we're dead, bruh.
That's just it.
That's what always interested me too as a kid. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, I could die, something happened to me, and I'm gone from this place. It's like, what next though? And that's what scared me as a kid too. I was like, what would happen when my brain stops thinking?
Bro, I swear to, like,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen? Because constantly my head is always just thinking about shit and always just telling me stuff.
Yes.
Like, hey, remember this?
Even when I don't want to.
Even when I don't want to think of shit, I'm thinking about not thinking about shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So it's like, what happens when I really stop thinking about shit?
You know, like, remember even when I said that, and I forgot who said this, but when you're about to die, your whole life will flash before your eyes because your brain is trying to find a scenario to help you solve your death right now.
That's
It's shuffling through every moment in your life. Like, bro, we got to find something that can save us right now.
Wow. Wow, I've never heard that one. Wow.
Bro, what in the ever-loving shit am I looking at right now?
What? Real footage
This kid's coming up on me.
Riker being found while shapeshifting. What in the hell is
Hey,
that?
buddy. Are you okay? You can't be out here. Where's your mommy?
Yo, what's up with him?
Hey, buddy. Holy shit, dude. What in the...
When we work night security 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and we see something coming at us at midnight.
How is it? Really?
Hell nah. Whoa. Stay out the woods. Bro, I've been to kick the shit out that dude. Boy, I ain't. Yeah, I'm straight up kicking you, dude. Don't get in my personal space, bro, with that wild shit. Do you need some help, some water? The police?
दो हेलमेट लगाओ तो साला बेहोश हो जावे तू ये दो हेलमेट चिल्ले ना बड़ा
Bro, what? His eyes glowing and everything. What? Hell nah. No, sir.
You know the Malaysia flight MH370 that went missing?
Briefly remember, I'm not like educated on it.
Back in 2014, right? There was a Malaysia flight that was supposed to go from Malaysia to Beijing. It had over 227 passengers and 12 crew members. They take off out of nowhere. Their satellite system communications gets turned off, and that only gets turned off inside of the plane, bro. Eventually, they ended up taking a weird ass route, and at one point, it just disappears from any sort of radar. 3 years, different countries were helping to search for it, and they couldn't find anything.
How the f do they lose a big ass plane?
Right.
But the reason why it's also a little bit weird, a random ass person who had a Twitter named Straightaway, he posted on Twitter saying that he received a random ass voice memo from the black phone of a plane. Or he didn't know at the time that it was from the black phone of a plane.
Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, India, Tango, India, Sierra, Delta, India, Romeo, Echo, Foxtrot, Oscar.
I kind of remember that voicemail. Isn't that like the military alphabet?
Exactly, yeah. And he spelled it out. It spelled out SOS danger. They are not human. So when he posted it on Twitter, he started getting random ass messages telling him to delete it and shit. And he also ended up posting pictures and videos of people outside of his crib.
Oh.
It's still a conspiracy to this day. I don't know if they have found the plane yet. There's satellite video of unidentified objects like surrounding it and shit, and then I don't know where it teleports. I don't know how real that video is.
They are not human.
Man, I don't see a camera in there. Do you want to look at it?
I'm gonna go up there and film it from that height. Go ahead.
Oh. What's up there?
What is going on?
Yeah, it looks like someone just like...
It's crawl space. That's not appropriate. You're like, if you would clean the shower a few times, you would know that. Come on, man.
I mean, most people don't look up when they clean stuff. I'm being honest with you.
Okay, this is why we film shit. Tell me that again. Your answer was.
He ain't even gonna say it again.
It's on there. It's on there. So, thank you.
Did you see it again?
No, I'll show you something else in the program so you can see this. Because you can't walk on this.
You can't walk on it.
We're not worried about people looking through here. No. I mean, that is a whole lot of weirdness. I mean, how would this hole get made from the inside when it's poking downward? I mean, that's a...
This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch toy.
Bro, get rid of that
That's not
dog.
the weirdest part.
Get rid of that dog.
There's no batteries. But wait, there's more.
Get rid of that dog.
I'm sorry, is there someone talking to you?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
They just came in. Glitch is caught on camera.
Hello, Courtney, have we lost you?
All right, it looks like Courtney doesn't really want to go there with
I think
that
she's
question.
breaking. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
What?
Hello, Courtney, have we lost?
What?
Billionaires are prepping luxury doomsday bunkers with moats that set on fire.
Instead of helping humanity with some of this $196 billion, he's gonna build a house with fire moats.
The newest trend for the uber rich is building underground shelters complete with $50,000 trapdoors, parking spaces for submarines.
Parking spaces for submarines?
Here's a literal rendering of how it would work in case of an external attack. According to builders of these luxury bunkers, the buying frenzy began after Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg announced that he was constructing a $100 million bunker in Hawaii. It got really busy, and it seems like the phone
Who's
hasn't stopped
attacking
ringing.
them?
World War III seems to be coming, Ron Hubbard,
Us?
CEO of Atlas Survival Shelters, told The Hollywood Reporter. Renderings show a state-of-the-art medical room, complete with an MRI machine and top-of-the-line equipment. Of course, a state-of-the-art escape tunnel is a must, and so are bulletproof trapdoors leading to secret passageways. With the pandemic top of mind, builders have also thought of decontamination rooms. If the bunker somehow fails in apocalypse, parking spaces for extraction devices like super yachts, helicopters, and submarines can also be thoughtfully implemented into the space.
Why do they want to live so bad? Number two, ask yourself, who's going to be attacking them? Really, answer that question. Who's going to be attacking them? Us. That's who they are fighting against. Us, the people that they've made their money off of. When we're all starving and dying, we're gonna attack, right? That's who they're fortifying these shelters from, is us. Do you guys not realize how biblical this is? How this is literally the book of Revelation. These people are the faces from the book of Revelation. We know how this book ends, don't we? We know this isn't gonna work for them.
Wow.
So you guys know about the mud floods and how the government hides our history by putting cities on top of cities. Well, these kids went into an underground bunker in Chicago. Check this out, y'all. Look what they found.
Underground bunker.
It gets pretty interesting. Never seen such a Range Rover before. Look at all these old things down there, y'all.
This is underground.
Look at this, y'all. This is interesting. This is like the second video I've come across where they have things underground, but we already know they got bunkers, y'all, so this is not uncommon. It looks like a whole dormitorium.
With lights? It still got lights?
Wow. But why do they have lights in there, y'all? Could it be really abandoned if they have lights?
Right.
What the hell? But yeah, they have working lights and everything. Ain't no way that's abandoned. And who's paying for this? I want to know who's paying for the electricity. It looks like someone's there. Everything will be revealed to us in due time, y'all. Just hold on a little longer. We got this shift here. We're taking it. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with your boy. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
That's some weird stuff.
I personally believe that there are huge underground bases or bunkers just like this one all over the world. People say that this is a salt mine, but I personally believe that there are other variants just like this used for other things. Crazy.
That was huge. Pause.
What phone do you use?
iPhone.
iPhone? Do you know how much the phone is today?
No idea.
Okay, because you don't care when you think about it. Okay, at what price point would you care? Would you pay $5,000 for an iPhone?
Sure.
You don't want Tim Cook to see this because he may get some ideas. Would you pay $10,000 for it?
We'd have to start thinking now, but probably.
Probably. Me
know.
too. Me too. Would you pay $15 for it?
It would depend on the competition.
It would depend on, but let's just say there's nothing. It's just Droid as the competition.
Then I still would.
You would still do iPhone?
Yeah.
Would you do 20?
I don't know.
Do you see where this question is going?
Yeah,
Where
I don't know.
But where I'm going with this question is, if they're the only product out there that has this kind of control, what happens if all of a sudden next year they say it's $4,000?
Right.
$5,000. What are
Right.
we going to do now? So there is that part where if there's no competition, there's monopoly laws not being implemented. Like right now, Apple hasn't experienced the monopoly laws to go after them because people are afraid to go after Apple.
Wow.
It took me 21 years of my life to realize that when my grandpa was like, them damn iPhone pod thingies right there, that's the root to all evil. All right, that's the devil working. And then it hit me one day when I was looking at the Apple logo. This is literally symbolism of Eve eating the apple. Our grandparents were right when they said that this shit is the root to all evil. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all negative, but 90% of the population has turned into straight NPCs now. I would say it's 80 because people are actually starting to wake up to this shit. I'm not gonna lie. You know, about a year ago, I was sitting there like, damn, dude, we're fucking doomed. And now, there's some hope. I mean, there's a lot of people waking up to this bullshit with the way the world's going. And, you know, makes me happy. There's a sliver of hope for this world. Yeah, I just want to talk about this. See what you guys think, because I feel like not a lot of people know about this shit or really even give a fuck. But, just some fruit for thought. No pun intended.
Wow.
You need to hear this crazy conspiracy about iPhones. Have you ever thought about why an iPhone has its name? Some people think when Apple says I, it literally means I. iPhones are watching us, listening to us, and seeing everything we're doing. And some people have this link to the Illuminati. Don't believe me? What's Siri spelled backwards?
Have you ever heard of the thing? The Apple logo theory?
Oh, with Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
The apple.
So the apple,
bite.
bite on the apple is supposed to symbolize the Adam and Eve eating out of the forbidden fruit, right?
And you know what the apple is?
Yeah, it's technology, right?
No, the apple is knowledge.
Yeah, the knowledge.
Yeah,
Because what do smartphones and computers do? They give us knowledge.
Biting into that apple is like that knowledge, and that's what they attached it to subconsciously.
And the dark, like super dark thing, because you know in Terminator, you said before, like technology was like the downfall of man, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's inevitable anyways. Here's what I think, right?
Yeah.
We're already cyborgs in a sense.
Like guinea pigs type thing?
No, we're already cyborgs in a sense that part of life is technology.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I mean,
right.
just like a bird has a nest with branches.
Yeah.
Just like a turtle has a shell. Low-key, we have technology and we use it every day. It's part of us now. It's almost like we're cyborgs.
For some people, what's the first thing they do when they wake up?
Pick up their phone. Exactly.
The darkest conspiracy theories. The iPhone theory. The I in iPhone stands for I. It is also secretly listening to your conversations. What does Siri spell backwards? Siri backwards spells iris. And if you look at the Apple logo closely, it represents the first sin.
The first sin.
There's this disturbing fact of one of our presidents. Which one? Grover Cleveland. People said that they would ask him about like his relationship life and shit like that.
Yeah.
And his response would be, "Oh, my wife's just waiting to grow up."
What?
Yeah. Mind you, the woman that he was talking about when he said my wife's waiting to grow up isn't just any girl. It was his best friend's daughter. And his best friend had passed away and told him to look after her. She was 21 when they legally married.
Yeah.
He was 41.
That's disgusting.
Bro, and that's something that like history books don't tell you.
Bro, look that up in the comments. Let me know if that was true.
What is the government so afraid of? The U.S. Navy sets off a 40,000-pound bomb in the Atlantic Ocean, 100 miles from the coast of Florida, saying that it was only a military exercise. However, looking at the footage of the explosion, it definitely didn't seem like a regular military exercise. Furthermore, it's known that there are unknown creatures or aliens living deep in the ocean. So, Could it be possible that it wasn't a military exercise, but a cover-up to take out a deadly threat in the ocean? With this suspicious military exercise, many are asking,
darkest conspiracy.
Many are asking what?
The Earth virus theory. This theory states that the Earth is a living organism, and we, you and I, the humans, are the virus. The Earth grows plenty of free food, and every animal seems to balance and coexist on Earth in sort of a circle of life. For instance, bees pollinate crops, moving from one plant to the next, fertilizing each plant. It's beneficial. Even though they're taking pollen, they're still being beneficial. But humans, we seem to not benefit the Earth at all. We're more destructive. We clear rainforests, kill the ocean with our plastics, puncture giant holes in the ozone with our chemicals and fuels, and we cause man-made climate disasters. We don't seem to coexist. But before I continue, question time. If aliens were about to destroy the planet, and one came up to you, they chose you, and said, if you show us 2 things on Earth of why we shouldn't destroy this planet and kill you all, what 2 things would you show them to save the Earth? Let me know down below. But anyways, think about the human body.
Question.
When we're sick, our body creates antibodies to kill off the viruses. That's exactly what the Earth does to us, creating earthquakes, droughts, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. Let's face it, we're destructive in nature. And while a tiny bit of us do try to help the planet, the majority of us selfishly harm it. Maybe we are the virus.
I thought about that before too, for sure.
Bob Ross could actually be a serial killer. As we all know, Bob Ross is a world-famous painter who is known for his gentle and calm demeanor when he paints. But many people theorize that Bob Ross might not be as innocent as he seems. Many people believe that Bob Ross has a dark side that he tries to hide with his calm and innocent personality that he portrays. Many people believe this because some of the landscapes that Bob Ross paints are oddly familiar to crime scenes where dead bodies have been found. Like, for example, there's a painting that Bob Ross named Happy Little Accidents. The painting coincidentally matches up to where authorities found 5 female bodies that were half-eaten and deceased.
What?
And there have been more instances of this, like a painting that Bob Ross named Betrayal and another one that he named Greed. Both of these paintings look identical to crime scenes where dead bodies have been found with missing limbs. And due to all the evidence, many people speculate that Bob Ross was a serial killer that painted the locations of where he buried his victims.
Oh my goodness.
But what do you think? Was Bob Ross a serial killer? Press share, click on more, and click Google Maps to see where the crime scene is.
Man, this is some crazy stuff.
What's the deal with the Freemasons?
There's only a few real Freemasons that exist. In other words, when I say a few, I'm talking about maybe a few hundred, at the top level that really know the ancient secrets. This goes all the way back to deep antiquity. We're talking about 30,000 plus years ago. There were these brick masons in ancient Kemet called the Shattu. After the Great Flood, Amun-Ra, he had these brick masons helping him rebuild the land of Kem. And these brick masons had the secret knowledge of space flight, technologies, how to turn stone structures into advanced computer housing, data storage devices, as well as power generators and many other functions. A lot of the stone structures that were built were actually multifunctional stone computers, and they mastered stone masonry, but they also encoded and embedded a lot of the wisdom and knowledge from the ancient Egyptian mysteries and the Kemetic mysteries into the structures. Now, these Freemasons were called Shattu. As a matter of fact, the Shattu helped Amun-Ra escape. In the last, there was a pyramid war. There were 2 pyramid wars. The second pyramid war in the tablets talks about the fact that the Shattu helped Amun-Ra escape through a hidden passage in one of the pyramids. And before he left, he decreed that he would leave the kingdom to his Ra-Kam. Ra-Kam translates now into shield. Kam translates into shield, Ra shield. Over time, it became Rothschilds. And so this decree came down tens of thousands of years ago. Who's the richest family on the planet, worth $700 trillion combined income? The Rothschilds. It's still happening till this very, very day.
Whoa, that's some deep stuff.
Holy shit, guys. We figured out the glitter. Buckle up, it gets fucking crazy. So if you don't know, a little while ago, the world was running out of glitter. There wasn't any glitter. And everybody's like, why isn't there any glitter? Just make the glitter. And people started actually asking questions. So some people went into a deep dive and they got on a confidential phone call with one of the top like manufacturer people, somebody in there. It's confidential, so we don't know who it is, but they was on a phone call, and in this phone call, they said they don't want us to know it is glitter. What is glitter? And of course that made everybody be like, okay, so now we got to figure this out. And there was a bunch of theories from like boat paint to like stuff in food and everything like that, but that wouldn't make sense to why the world is there just was no glitter. And then somebody figured it out. It wasn't about something that was made out of glitter. It was that something is glitter, and they don't want us to know that it is glitter.
What?
Glitter is defined as tiny pieces of sparkling material. So that's actually way more broad than we think, because we think of like the plastic glitter, or maybe like the edible glitter, right? No, glitter can be anything like metal, or what the truth is, fiberglass. There are only a few glitter manufacturers in the world because it takes like these heavy machinery, because they have to cut out these tiny, tiny little things. So what was really happening wasn't that somebody was buying up all the craft glitter. No, the machinery was being used to make fiberglass for the American military. So it wasn't that there wasn't enough glitter, there wasn't enough machinery to make both. So why the fuck is the American military buying up all this fiberglass? Apparently, they use it and drop it in areas that have radars, and it tricks the radars into thinking that there's heavy weather. So the mystery is over. It was never about somebody buying up all the glitter. It was that something was glitter that they didn't want us to know was glitter. Fiberglass.
I'm lost on that.
It's called the glitter conspiracy. So there's this main glitter manufacturing. It's called Glitter X.
Glitter X.
And one guy from the New York Times went, it was like weirdly top secret. He was talking to one of the higher ups. Yeah,
Because there's a shortage.
Yeah, so
that's the biggest thing.
There's a shortage in the world.
He started talking to him just because he's like, okay, so there's a shortage. What's happening? Who's your bit? Like, he's just asking questions.
Yeah, and so he asked if he can get a tour of the place. And the guy's like, absolutely not. He said you can't even be in a room next to it and hear how it's being made.
What about the sound of it being made would
Don't know.
ruin
What if it's
the
just
secret?
aliens?
I need you to make this glitter now.
But there's one company, she said, that is the biggest buyer of all glitter. And he says, what is it? And she said, it's like, I can't tell you that. He said, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? Talking about the product that they use this glitter in, the main buyer of glitter. And she said, no, not really. They don't want anyone to know that it is glitter.
No matter how old you are, they have always told us we only explore 5% of the ocean. That's not true. But it's not that we don't want to explore what's in the ocean or that we don't have the technology. It's because for the majority of the 20th century, all we did was ocean exploration. Because the NACA, aka NASA, which was established in 1915, found things in the ocean that they did not want to return to. But what could it possibly be? Could it be aliens? Could the ocean be another entrance to the hollow earth? Could it be an advanced species? Or could it be dangerous animals that we just do not have enough information on to study? Either way, with the world being made up of 70% water, there's room for everything I just said to be true. But one thing for sure though, there have been a number of UFO reportings recently, especially around the Pacific Ocean. Here I'm gonna show y'all video footage from the USS Omaha that was sitting on the coast of California in the Pacific when it encountered a UFO. In this video, you can see the unidentified object floating over the Pacific Ocean, moments before it plunges underneath.
Was recorded inside the Omaha's command center just before 11 p.m. on July 15th. The image on the screen shows a 6-foot in diameter sphere that traveled alongside the Omaha for about an hour. It was pitch black outside, so the image was obtained via a thermal sensor. Personnel in the command center made multiple recordings of what was on the screen. At precisely 11 p.m., the unidentified sphere seemingly vanished into the ocean.
Yeah, y'all see how crazy that is? That's not even the worst part. Right after the situation with the first UFO, 14 more UFOs over the course of 3 days were found on a radar surrounding the USS Omaha. I gotta take a look at this.
Over a period of hours, crew members on the USS Omaha, which is located in the center of this radar screen, monitored the approach of the unknown objects, as many as 14 at one point, all around the ship. 2 different radar systems watched the objects and estimated their speed.
Track 781 just sped up to
46 knots, 50 knots, closing in. 138 knots.
Remember, that's just one incident out of the entire world, and the world is made up of 70% ocean. Then remember who recorded the situation, the Navy. It's small stuff like that that allows you to put the pieces together. Alright, so y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all think in the comments, and also let me know if y'all think that they explore more than 5% of the ocean, or if they only explore 5 and they telling the truth. I'm out.
Do you think that we might just be a simulation of something else?
I wish I had a good argument against that, and I do not. Just start with a real universe. You say, I'm going to program a universe in your computer and give the life forms in there the belief that they have free will. Then those life forms create a universe within their computer, allowing their life forms to think they have free will. And it's computers all the way down. Now you close your eyes and throw a dart. Which of all of these universes are you most likely to hit? Because only one of them is real, and all the rest are simulations. Just the statistics of that tell us we are probably in a simulation. And further evidence for this is some brilliant alien in his parents' basement is programming us, and anytime tranquility descends upon the earth, something comes in to ruin the whole thing. And I think they program that in just to keep them entertained. They'll throw in Brexit. They'll throw in wars. Just weird stuff just so that they can watch and be entertained while they eat popcorn. I was told once that anytime peace does break out, it's because they were called for dinner from their parents.
Wow. All right, man. So that was another TikTok conspiracy theory video. It was a lot of stuff in there, man. Talking about the ocean, talking about the painter being a serial killer, Elon Musk, talking about the Neuralink, talking about glitter, talking about presidents, AI. Just a lot of stuff in there, man. Hey, I got a TikTok playlist. You can go through and watch it, binge watch it, and get you some popcorn and enjoy yourself. But we back, man. Also in the comments, if you made it to the end of this one, I need you to drop real one for real, man. So till next time, self-love and positivity. Fire Squad, I got you when you know it. Cool.